Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another edition of iDig Day Trading. It is Monday, July 27th, and it's about 10 minutes to noon. And I wasn't going to trade today. I was just going to watch and do some studying. But as I was watching, I decided to jump in on a couple plays. Right here, SCKT, Socket Mobile Incorporated. I did a play with them. And then also I did one with MARA, M-A-R-A, which I'll get to in a moment. So this is where it's at. So SCKT. I found them through my stock screener. I was looking for low float stocks that were making moves in the pre-market. So this area right here is the pre-market, 738, 839. And over here, the darker area is when the market opens, this dividing line. So basically, an interesting thing happened at the market. At 6 o'clock in the morning, there was some news. Socket Mobile launches basically they're a barcode tech company, and they launched some sort of innovative barcode technology that's, it doesn't sound very sexy and very interesting in these days where electric vehicles seem very popular, coronavirus, biotech stocks are very popular, bankruptcy stocks were popular last week, and for some reason, this made some news. In the pre-market, this little press release got picked up by Seeking Alpha, and I think right out here, they noticed pretty quickly that they went from $1.54 in the pre-market at 6 in the morning today to about doubled, pretty more than doubled in the pre-market. So I was watching this in pre-market, of course. So when we got into the open, as you can see, it looks like it's dying a slow death. And for those of you who might want to know why this happens, there's never really a clear explanation as to why this happens. Sometimes people will say that the news is already built into price. It's already priced out. It's already been in a way predetermined how much this news is actually worth, I guess is one way to put it. Still learning. So, and then the other thing is that you have short sellers and you have people that hype the stock and then insiders sell it off on the open. So that's why I never hold on to these for very long. And as you notice, I've been holding stocks for about 7 minutes long. Today, I'm very proud of myself. I went to 20 minutes on holding on stocks, because I'm trying to practice some more patience with these. So let's get into it. What did I do here? So I was watching the VWAP, which is this line right here, this brown line. I don't know if you can see it or not. And basically, at about 9:39 in the morning, let's go to a 1 hour chart. At 1:39 in the morning, 9:39 in the morning. Sorry, let me go back to a day. Dig. So, all right, 9:39. I was looking for a bottom, for a dip buy. It was hitting the 340s. I thought maybe it'll go, to maybe the 320s, to this support level. And instead, I saw that it was starting to jump up at about 9:39, and I bought it at $3.54. I bought in, and I watched it kind of do this choppiness. I went through this choppiness, and then I was watching the VWAP, and it was, the VWAP was acting as resistance, for a good half hour into the open, and at about 9:56, I sold it at $3.69. So I sold it above the VWAP. And one of the lessons I learned from last week was to already have my limit order in. Instead of waiting and seeing like, oh, yeah, it's going up, let's get the limit order executed. I've almost, in a way, been trying to predict fairly conservative best case scenario, and I chose $3.69. I figured if I chose $3.70, that wouldn't get filled because that's a round number, and sometimes round numbers are just a little too, they have a tendency to be where there could be some resistance. So, or it'll hit the 70, round number, and it'll just immediately bounce off of it. So I put my limit order in and just let it hang out there at $3.69, watching it. I don't even know what time I put it in, but I might have even put in 10 minutes before it actually got executed. And I just watched it, and I was ready to modify it, and I was ready to modify it at any moment. But it got filled at 369, and after it got filled, it got as high as 382, I think. And in the meat of it was in the 360s, so that was pretty good. And then, as you can see, it's just trailing and trailing off. This is a stock where I call a first green day. Let me see if I can show you a better chart. Let me go to a 1 month chart and see if this helps any in explaining either to myself what I'm trying to say. Here we go. So as you can see, this thing doesn't have a hell of a lot of volatility or a hell of a lot of, here's all the volume down here. It shows you all the volume that's been going on. And so in the past month, all of a sudden, we've had this spike, from, 100% spike. And now it's starting to go down now, So this is all one day. So when it finishes, this is potentially a kind of stock where it's the first day in a long time that it's spiked. And before I entered the trade, I did some research on it. And I looked at a 1 year chart. And I'm trying to remember what kind of, see, look at this. Once again, it's just been kind of, these, I don't know what these are. These low 100, low 000 green, not low 000, a penny. So this is something to watch at the end of the day to see what it does at the end of the day. And if it finishes on some strength at the end of the day, maybe I'll buy it and hold it overnight and see what it does in the morning. But I'm feeling not too optimistic about that, but I will be open to that. The other one is MARA, which is this one's interesting because it's the first one I've ever traded it's part of the whole cryptocurrency scene. MARA, Marathon Patent Group, they do blockchain ecosystems. And I guess from this one I picked up in the chat room where they were saying that because Bitcoin has been surging lately, I think it went up 1,000 or something, went up from the 9,000s to low 10,000s or something. This is what they call so-called sympathy play, that when a big player like Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency sector starts to rise, then sometimes these smaller ones ride on the coattails of it. So this one I got in at 10:36 in the morning. Let's see if we can find 10:36. I basically did the same thing. I watched the VWAP, which I wish you could see this line better, but it's this brown beige line, and I was watching the VWAP and the level 2, and I entered in a trade at 10:36 for $1.46. This stuff sounds so bland as I say it, but anyway, 10:36. So I basically bought it above the VWAP because it had broke. What happened was, this is another one of these experiments where one of my indicators was telling me that it broke a certain high. Let me see if I can find that high. Give me a moment here. This is important because this is what influenced my decision making when it hit. And why doesn't it show me what happened before? Yeah. Let's go 2 hours. Alright, so I see, we gotta go even more. 4 hours. We'll go back in history a little. Here we go. So basically, stretch this out a little bit. What we're talking here is at 9:36. There was some indicator. See all these beautiful indicators that tell me when it crosses the VWAP one way, it crosses the other. But there was a resistance indicator, which for some reason it's not here right now, and I apologize, but you can take my word for it. There was a resistance indicator that told me that it broke resistance, and I thought, okay, if it breaks resistance, there's a shot that this might just take off. You know, it just might go parabolic and just go, 20-30% up. So I took a chance on it, an educated chance, I guess is one way to put it, a calculated chance, and I made about 5.5% on this. I bought in at 10.36 at 146, right? As you can see, as it started to do this, and I held this for 20 minutes. There's another one I held a lot longer than I had before. I've been holding things 3 minutes, been holding things 7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. This one I held for 20 minutes, and about 10:56 in the morning, somewhere in here, I sold it at $1.54 and made 5.5%. On the other one, I made 4%, and now it's coming back down. It hasn't really, done much since then. It's now way down here at 141. It's a good thing that so both of those, the good thing I did was I sold into some strength, 4% on SCKT and 5.5% on MARA. I look like a hero because they've both gone down. Of course, these both could have gone way up, but they didn't. So I look like I was a smart guy on this one. The lesson is that I made some profit, not a lot, but I made some, no loss. So that's where it's at, and we'll see what's what tomorrow. All right, and if I do a trade this afternoon, I will do another video. All right, take care. See you then.